Hello everyone, I'm Justice Graves and I'm currently running for school committee for the Narragansett Regional School District. And today we are going to do a much lighter video. It is going to be about me taking the Myers-Briggs personality test. Now the reason I wanted to do this is because in one of the other videos I've done on this campaign channel essentially was about common sense in the government. I wanted to talk about that to sort of get you to understand how my mind sort of works and the way that I think through different situations. But I figured this would also be another interesting way for you to get to understand me a little bit more. I am going to do another video after this about my political compass test. I haven't taken the political compass test yet. I know that one's going to be much more in-depth. So I wanted to do this test about, the 16 personalities from the Myers-Briggs assessment, and then do the political compass test later. I was going to do it probably earlier, but I am having problems bringing it up on my device, so I will do that as soon as I am able to. So how about we just dive into the Myers-Briggs personality test. We are going to use the 16personalities.com in order to do this. I've taken this like several times before, so this computer remembers that. So I'm going to retake the test in just a second. The link for this is going to be in the description, so you can go take it yourself if you want to. And let us dive into it. And I'll explain some of my answers as we go along. You regularly make new friends. I'm going to say sort of in the middle. You spend a lot of your free time exploring various random topics that pique your interest. Yes. Seeing other people cry can easily make you feel like you want to cry too. No. You often make a backup plan for a backup plan. Yes. You usually stay calm even under a lot of pressure. I would say yes, and this is because I, as a typical 22-year-old, procrastinate, but I'm used to it, obviously. At social events, you rarely try to introduce yourself to new people and mostly talk with the people you already know. You rarely. I would say agree, but there are exceptions to this. You prefer to completely finish one project before you start another one. Yes. You are very sentimental. Yes, I would agree a lot with that. You like to use organizational tools like schedules and lists. Slightly agree. Even a small mistake can cause you to doubt your overall abilities and knowledge. No. You feel comfortable just walking up to someone you find interesting and striking up a conversation. This is the exception I was talking about. I would say very much yes. You are not interested in discussing various interpretations and analysis of creative works. I would disagree. You are more inclined to follow your head rather than your heart. I think it's dumb to follow either exclusively because your mind can be tricked and your heart can be corrupted, so I feel like you have to have a steady hand. You usually prefer just doing what you feel like at any given moment instead of actually planning your daily routine. I actually do like to plan a little bit, so I would disagree. You rarely worry about whether you would make a good first impression on people. I do worry because I am a human being. You enjoy participating in group activities. Slightly agree. You like books and movies that make you come up with your own interpretations. Slightly agree. Sometimes I like a more stable ending. It depends on how well the person narrates their story. Your happiness comes from helping others accomplish things rather than your own accomplishments. I would say strongly agree with that. I can make my own happiness, but more often than not, I like seeing other people succeed. You are interested in so many things that you find it difficult to choose what to try next. Slightly agree. You are prone to worrying that things will take a turn for the worse, sort of in the center. You avoid leadership roles in group settings. Strongly disagree. You are definitely not an artistic type of person. I would say in the middle. You think the world would be a better place if people relied more on rationality and less on their feelings. Again, I believe in a slightly steady hand, but in the way this is worded, I slightly agree. But you can't exclusively choose one or the other. You prefer to do your chores before allowing yourself to relax. Disagree. You enjoy watching other people argue. Disagree. You tend to avoid drawing attention to yourself. I can deal with either or. Your mood can change very quickly. Disagree. You lose patience with people who are not as efficient as you are. Yes. You often end up doing things at the last possible moment. Yes. You have always been fascinated by the question of what, if anything, happens after death. I don't think about it often, but yes. You usually prefer to be around others rather than your own. Disagree. I can enjoy my own company. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets highly theoretical. Disagree. You find it easy to empathize with a person whose experiences are very different from your own. I can empathize. You usually postpone finalizing decisions. Yes. I can say that because I did start this campaign, pretty much at the last possible minute. You rarely second-guess the choices you have made. I would say that's sort of in the middle. After a long and exhausting week, a lively social event is just what you need. No, I like to relax. Usually I'll go to a social event and then at the end of that I'm like, okay, I need a break. So disagree. You enjoy going to art museums. I enjoy going to art and history museums. So if it's just art and not anything history related, I don't particularly enjoy it. So in the middle. You often have a hard time understanding other people's feelings. I would slightly disagree with that. You like to have a to-do list. Sometimes. You rarely feel insecure. In the center. You avoid making phone calls. Yes. You often spend a lot of your time trying to understand views that are very different from your own. Yes, I feel like I run around and do that quite more often. In your social circle, are you the one that contacts your friends and initiates activities? Yes. It's because they're all more introverted than I am. If your plans are interrupted, your top priority is to get back on track as soon as possible. Yes. You were still bothered by mistakes that you made a very long time ago. In the middle. You rarely contemplate the reasons for human existence. Disagree. Your emotions control you more than you control them. Disagree. I can control myself. You take great care not to make people look bad, even when it is completely their fault. Yep. Oh yeah. I save people all the time. It's a problem. Your personal work style is closer to spontaneous bursts of energy rather than being organized. No. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it will take for them to feel disappointed. Agree. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time. Yes. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical questions is a waste of time. No. You feel more drawn to places with busy, bustling atmospheres than quiet, intimate places. Basically, do you like city life or do you like town life? City versus town, I'm sort of in the middle. You know at first glance how someone is feeling. It usually takes me a little bit more than that. You often feel overwhelmed. No. You complete things methodically without skipping over any steps. Agree. You are very intrigued by things that are labeled as controversial. Yes, because I like to know what is actually going on, rather than what is easy to understand. You would pass along a good opportunity if you thought someone else needed it more. Yes, especially if it doesn't fit with me. You struggle with deadlines. Here's a hint from a 22-year-old. You don't struggle with deadlines if you don't set them. This is a great way to get around your friends. Oh, when are we going to hang out? Soon. Very soon. When soon? I would say in the middle. You feel confident that things will work out for you. Yes. Male. See results. Alright, what did I just get? There we go. Alright. So this is actually what I usually get. So this makes perfect sense. I haven't done this in a while, so this makes a lot of sense. So advocate, the INFJ, and assertive. This is usually a T, and I will sort of go through each one. So the mind, am I introverted or extroverted? I'm introverted. I can look like an extrovert when I really try and put myself out there. Yes, I'm more intuitive. I feel more than I think, but it really depends. In my tactics, yes, I am more judging. This, I think, is just because I'm on a campaign and because of the situation and because of the times that we live in. Otherwise, I can be a little more chaotic. But right now, it's about being assertive. Right now, the situation sort of demands being assertive and being very forward-thinking. So that's sort of where I am mentally. So, copy your results. Sure, why the heck not? Shameless plug that if you have questions, email me there. Because now I will be getting emails from this place again. Oh boy. But yeah, that's usually what I get. I usually get INFJ. Now, it's the rarest personality type, but it's the rarest personality type for men. For women, I think it's INTJ. I believe it's one off from this. I believe it's the INTJ. That's sort of how it works. So you can find this on the 16 personality site. We can go through it. Let's just go through quickly what it says my strengths and weaknesses, quote unquote, are. Quote unquote, are. Creative, yes. Insightful, I would say so. Principled, yes, I like things a certain way and I like to hold myself up to a certain standard. Passionate, yes, I couldn't be passionate and be running a I would not be able to actually get anyone to listen to me if I wasn't passionate about issues. Or if I wasn't passionate about issues, I wouldn't be running this campaign in the first place. Altruistic. Aim to use their strengths for the greater good, yes, to serve. My weaknesses. Sensitive to criticism, yeah, that happens sometimes. Reluctant to open up, I like my personal life, please and thank you. Not please and thank you, I like my personal life, end of story. Perfectionist, yes. Avoiding the ordinary, depends on what I like. Prone to burnout. That can happen, I just have to make sure I take time for myself and to do things that are by myself. That's sort of what it is. You can look up the rest on your own. But the next video I'm going to do is going to be on the political compass test. That'll be a lot more interesting, probably for everybody wondering. So we will see how that goes. If you enjoyed this video, like, share, and subscribe to the channel to watch more about my campaign or anything else that I talk about. And hopefully this gives you better insight with some of the questions that I've answered and with seeing what my Myers-Briggs score is in general. Oops, let me switch over. With seeing what my Myers-Briggs score is in general, what I am like. A little bit. Just a little bit. But you'll get to know more once I do the political compass test as soon as I can actually get it to pop up on my computer. So, thank you. Like, share, and subscribe. Share this around with people who you think would be interested in my campaign. And I hope you have a great rest of your day. Thank you.